So she stops us and she goes, this isn't just a hotel. This is an experience. And you start like tearing up a little bit.
Well, because you're reading these words, and I'm so grateful that same doctor that said you must go there didn't ruin it for us, and that we went in absolutely fresh. We had no idea what was going on. Honestly, it just looked like kind of like a dirt pile. We had seen all the the influencers and like all the ways that they had built this place up, but none of us knew. And we are all emotional people and a lot of vulnerabilities, and this place just like exorcised them out of us. And it was near the beginning of the trip, and it was poetic, it was profound, and it was cathartic. And I think that tone, like whatever happened there, I think it happened for a reason. I think you spoke in the UK for a reason. That doctor happened to be there for a reason. He happened to tell us to go to this hotel for a reason. We met that lady, and we were there with this particular couple for a reason. And it has literally become the mantra of our life. And it brings probably the greatest amount of joy, save for children-related things, but outside of family.
So the concept that was very poignant was that she was saying, listen, everybody has problems. Everybody has stress. Everybody has anger, jealousy, burns, sensitivity. Everybody has it, because you always just think it's just me. And he goes, everybody has this, because on this island, for these 3 days that you're with us, you leave it all behind.
And you literally throw it into
there's
the
nowhere to
water.
go. We have, you have to take a ferry. There's no airports there. We weren't going back helicopter. That was a one-way trip for sure. We actually left on a ferry, funny story. And it was just like, oh, okay, for 48, 72 hours, we're just gonna be. And we're gonna leave everything. And then she takes us to the well.
The mediocre dentist, the mediocre dentist, 'cause sometimes you just feel mediocre. The mediocre dentist, the mediocre dentist. I am mediocre, you are mediocre, and that's not that bad.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of The Mediocre Dentist. I am your mediocre host, Dr. David Galler, and I'm joined by my bombshell wife.
That is I, Dr. Andrea Derniski.
Welcome to the show, Dr. Andrea. Nice to have you with us. We are joined today by our two friends, Dr. Riaz Rayek and Dr. April Kern. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Good to be here. Well, today is a pivotal episode in our series of the season series, because we're talking about the theme of this season, which is Calylo. Now, for those who don't know, who don't follow the show, Calylo is an acronym that we created / modified, and it stands for CALYLO. You can see it right behind Andrea's head, and it stands for...
And yours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and mine. Thank you.
Not ours.
No.
Nope.
Low budget.
Low budget. It stands for Create a Life You Love. And this is a mantra that the four of us live by.
Yeah.
A mission statement that we have taken for about the last 3 years, and a message that we're trying to spread with the whole world, that we believe people should create a life you love. Now, let's give the background of the story. The story starts David sitting in the back seat of a car with his dad and mom driving him home from a study club, with you guys riding, right? Riaz is driving.
Yeah.
He's sitting in the driver's seat. April's sitting shotgun. David's in the back, unbuckled, hands on the seats, talking to his parents as they're driving the car to take him home after a study
I
club.
don't remember
That is true.
unbuckledness.
Yeah, I don't
No,
wear
you're right,
buckles
yeah.
in the back seat.
David was sitting in the back. I actually do remember that. So David
Yeah.
came to speak at our study club in outside Washington, and
We should shout it out.
shout it out.
Nova
this
AACA Study Club.
Study Club.
Yeah, you can sign up online on the AACA website, www.aacaliners.com.
And we're very,
That
very
is
fun,
great.
and we don't talk about teeth all the time.
No, we actually, we do. We do talk about teeth, and we have some fun drinks, but we have a lot of fun. Anyway, so after David came and spoke at the study club, and then afterwards we were giving you a ride back to your hotel.
Back to my hotel.
Back to the hotel, and it was literally like a 3-mile drive. It wasn't even that long, and we were sitting in the car, and somehow the talk of let's go somewhere came up. And we're like,
I was saying you haven't met my wife yet,
Yeah.
but she would
Yeah.
love to meet you guys, and
True.
you were like, we should go on vacation together.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Which
was
is a
like,
pretty bold.
But-
yeah,
That was pretty bold. Yeah,
I think
sure.
it's your comment, no?
Yeah, it was. It was.
I make these weird comments like "fuck Tom Brady," and
Yeah.
it just they take a life of their own.
That's a whole nother episode.
Can we say that? Or?
That is a whole nother episode.
And,
yeah,
yeah.
let's now that I replay it in my mind,
Yeah.
it was a bold kind of thing to just
But
turn
it
to
wasn't,
someone we
like,
met twice
Weird.
beforehand
So.
Yeah.
and just look at me and go, we should go on a couple of. You didn't even meet my wife yet.
No, we haven't
and
met
then,
yet.
And
We
also,
don't even know if we can spend a half an hour together.
True,
and, like,
'cause I don't
go
like
together.
that
We're
many
like,
We
let's
should travel
do
here. I
an
think I
immersive-
said to you.
you said, let me ask my Andrea.
Yeah, you said you were like, yeah, let me.
Yeah.
I was like, I
You
said
did,
I've
you
never
did,
been
you
to
did.
Europe. I think I said I've never been to Europe, and
Oh,
you're like,
true.
we should go to Greece together.
I didn't know
I should
that.
show you Greece or something like that. Maybe something like it.
Something along those
And
lines.
I
yes.
was like,
yeah.
okay, now, up until this point, Dr. David Gallagher has never gone on vacation with a couple. Doctor Audrey Janiski,
Me too.
have you ever gone away? My
With
marriage, our marriage, your previous marriage, have you ever
Couple?
gone away with another couple? Two
No.
couples?
Yeah, neither have
No,
I.
no,
Me
No,
either. Nope.
no,
Nope.
no.
No.
So
but it was
it
like
is
such
something.
a hard yes.
It was.
And maybe it's that whatever the metaphysical.
It-
Oh
it-
shoot, going in the middle of the story again. Sorry.
No, that is so true. I mean, that's
It's-
part of what we talked about.
well, now you have to
Yeah.
explain it, babe.
Well, I
Oh.
cannot do justice with.
Please
my-
explain the metaphysical.
I cannot explain the metaphysical. There is some
Quantum
sort
physics.
of
Just say quantum
hard
physics.
to identify. There's some underlying pull, some sort of metaphysical
Invisible string,
pull.
if you will.
Which one? Invisible,
Invisible string.
Yeah.
that has all of us bound together and is just taking us around.
So
the
you
world.
put those words into the world. We should go away together to Greece.
Yeah.
And that started a chain of events that influenced, at this point we could say, influenced somewhere between 5,000 and 10,000 people because of this concept of Calylo.
You know, that's really interesting because because a lot of times you throw out like these, you know, ideas, you know, but it doesn't always materialize,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You always say like just to be nice to someone or whatever. But
Yeah, I say to
think
people
at
all the
that
time,
moment-
oh yeah, we'll get together when you come to Vegas, but I never get together with
No,
them.
but like
Exactly.
you also,
Never.
but you're
Yeah.
never like that specific to say we shall go to Greece together. That's very specific.
That is
No, but people
Yeah.
say all the time,
Right.
when you come to St. Louis, we'll go hang out. I never hang out.
Yeah.
I don't go out.
Yeah.
I don't even eat non-kosher, so it's like I never go to dinner with anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we always hear that, and yet
Yeah.
for some reason I said, okay, I'm
Yeah.
going to ask my wife.
Yeah.
And then I called you up, and I was like, do you remember our conversation?
I don't remember. You know I'm bad at this game, but I just remember that there was never any sort of hesitation. It was a hard yes,
Yeah.
and not even really knowing one another. We started
Barely knew
planning
each other.
A,
Like really didn't know each
So
other.
we
a
created a
pretty
WhatsApp
intense-
chat,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
across the
and
pond, kind of
we started
extravaganza.
to plan it out. We had never been to Greece before. I think you had been there. Had you
No,
been? No,
I had not
the
been
four of
to-
us had
yeah.
never been to Greece,
No.
and we started planning a trip to go together.
Which little bit of the backstory as to where we ended up staying, which kind of gave birth to this whole Calylo concept. We happened to be in the UK. You were speaking there. Like I love looking back at how
Yeah.
all the moving pieces kind of came together for this to come to
Oh, I
fruition.
love this part of the story.
Yeah.
I hope you saw it right, because this is a key part of the story.
Oh God, that's a lot of pressure. And you know
Just
that
say
I'm
it
gonna
as you
just-
remember it.
Okay. Well, we happened. You were
We were in
talking
London in the W.
at the W, and
I was speaking, killing it in the UK.
I know you were killing it, but we were. It was Dr. Monique
That's-
Vassant.
yep.
Is that his name?
I don't remember his name.
Okay, well, I remember speaking with a lot of very affluent. These were like the creme de la creme of the UK
Yeah.
dental,
Absolutely. This guy was a top provider, and he's a top cosmetic dentist.
and just lovely people. Like they were, although they were extraordinarily successful, they were not.
They
at
were
all-
okay with us being mediocre.
I know it's good.
So we met this
So,
dentist.
We met this dentist, and he was emphatic that if we were going to Greece, it wasn't even optional. We had to go to this like hidden gem,
Called an island.
an island. Well, Eos is, I think,
But there's
known
10
well
islands.
enough.
We didn't know which island
But there's
we were going
lots
to
of places, and we
Yeah.
saw
And we
Eos.
didn't
There was
have
a
that
lot
much
of
say. We were
different
going to go
time
to
either.
Santorini.
Santorini.
Yeah, the typical places.
He
right?
said, you must go to this one place. I stayed there with my wife, and it's called Calylo.
Right.
Do your research. but stay there.
So we go back and we were like, because we had no clue. We knew we were going to land in Athens. You guys were flying from Washington. We were flying from New York. We're going to spend a day or two in Athens, and then we wanted to. And we knew we had to go to Mykonos because we were all craving a rave, which never actually happened. There are no raves in Mykonos, if anybody was wondering.
Total false advertising.
We
Very
could not
much so
find a rave.
false
We found one
advertising.
bar that was kind of American bar where I did 22
We did
shots.
find out how corrupt Mykonos is.
We
though.
did find how corrupt
They
it is.
warned us
Okay,
in Athens.
Dave, stay on story,
I
stay on
can't.
point.
I can't.
Thank you very
Don't
much,
take us on
American
tangents.
Express.
Remember where
We
we
should
are.
call this podcast the Tangent Dentist. Tangent Dentist.
Yes.
Like
You couldn't
the
even say
mediocre and the tangent dentist.
Okay.
Okay, stay on point, stay on point. And
here,
he
I'm with
goes, you should go to this EOS thing. So we got back to our hotel room. I remember where I was in that bed when we were in London, and I was like, we put it on tap. I'm like, hey, we just found out about this hotel in EOS. Let's add EOS to it. And you're like, cool, I don't know much about it. That sounds good. I'm in. You're always like, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. Here's where awkward part number 1 comes up. And if you didn't see it, you have to watch the episode called Besties, which is where something Riaz said in that episode, which we don't judge everyone. We don't judge at all.
Yeah.
We put into the chat, let's go to this hotel called Calylo. Good.
Yeah.
You say yes. We say yes. Great. We independently then, both couples, go Google this Calylo hotel, click on room prices, and it's $3,000 a night.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was $3,000 a night. I was like, does it come with its own island? Like, what happened? Do you get a Louis Vuitton bag? Nothing. No hotel room is worth $3,000 a night. Right?
No.
Yeah.
No hotel room
Oh, I'm
is
sure
worth.
you could find it in Dubai or something. Yeah.
There is no experience that you can
Yes.
have in a hotel room that justifies spending $3,000.
Agreed.
Um,
But the
So there was a
doctor said
couple
we
of
should.
moments of awkwardness, and I think we could probably look up the chat. We should
Right.
probably look up the
Ooh,
chat.
yeah.
We could
But
probably go back.
We could
and
probably
look
go
at it.
back and look at it, and I think one person said it's a bit pricey,
Probably with me. I don't know.
and yet we were like, I think you were
We're
like,
like,
we
we
only
deserve
live
it.
once. You're
Yeah.
like, we only live once.
Yeah.
Fuck
Never
it.
been there. Yeah, exactly.
We'll split it.
Yeah.
We'll go, and as a premonition of our joint camaraderie, we just all decided to spend an obscene amount of money for 2 nights in this hotel that we never went to before.
And like share a suite together
Shares.
too.
Well, let's.
Well,
No.
Yeah, no,
Oh
not
no,
a
we
suite.
did.
It was not a suite.
It was attached.
Separate.
It was attached.
No, it was like a
detached.
whole villa.
It was a villa.
It was a villa
But
with
you were
separate
different.
bedrooms.
It was like not different. Like we were in the same thing.
Villa, but it's separate bedrooms and separate rooms.
Okay.
Editor's note. It was a compound,
It was a
Yes.
and there were 2 separate apartments in it.
Yeah,
with
but
a
it was
pool
like
in the middle.
common
Shared
pool.
pool.
Yes.
Pool.
Okay.
We had
We
shared
shared
a,
pool. That's the only thing that we had.
we shared a common cold pool.
Do you remember much?
Yes, I do. I
No, it
remember
was-
my stomach really hurt from
Yes.
the jet,
I know.
from like the jet belly.
No, that's because
No,
you had
we had
hummus.
the
You
dairy.
had hummus. Yes.
You
There was a
your
whole
food
thing.
did
It
not
was the
like
trip
your
of
food did
starvation
not
for
like
you.
Calylo.
We ate enough for us
We
both.
ate enough.
I
Yes.
lost a lot of
I-
weight. I lost a lot
These
of
two
weight.
did
Did
not
you
eat.
did
We
you know?
ate.
Fun fact: EOS brought in a ton of kosher food for me, so I was able to eat the whole trip.
No,
No, we
they
didn't have
didn't.
anything. We
Yeah.
didn't
No.
have anything. We
He
had
was like,
zero.
I remember that.
Mykonos did.
Zero
Yes.
kosher food.
Yes.
But that's okay because I was
Skinny.
in. I was in my beach bod skinny man weather. Yeah, absolutely. I was in love with our friendship, and that satiated me.
Oh yeah.
That's cute.
All right, so let's.
Bullshit, 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 bullshit.
Yeah, good use of the bullshit ball. Well done. Well done. All right, we get to Calylo. We spend a couple of days in Athens. We get to know each other. Right away, obviously, one thing that joined us, we are a couple of friends that have baggage, and we bring it in to the and we share openly about it. That night, Andrea and I lost a house. We had a down payment on a house, and it was swept right out from under us.
Yeah.
Somebody came in, and we were together, and it's just the beginning of. Most people would crumble, fly back. I'm sorry, it's hard to enjoy this trip. And you guys were supportive, and you were like, fuck it, it's not meant to be, blah, 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 don't care. And we picked ourselves off the ground. And it was a house we
amazing.
really wanted.
We did.
Yeah.
We thought
And we
couldn't
saw
imagine
ourselves
it
living
any
a
other way.
very long life there.
But we hooked.
Yeah.
And
Who
we
could-
drank on. We overlooked the Parthenon or whatever we were
Yeah.
doing there.
And then like
Yeah,
the hotel room
that
had like a weird room off of the bathroom.
There was
We
a
had-
little, yeah, there was a, remember
a
there was a little,
weird
hotel
little
room.
cave that
There
was
was a weird
beyond the
hotel
back.
room.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was definitely.
We do a couple of fun
Okay.
days. We do a couple of fun
My
days
disease is spread.
in Athens, and then I decided to be baller
Mm-hmm.
because I had heard you have to take a lot of ferries around in Greece, and it burns a whole day to take a ferry to an island. And that same dentist said, if you're going to go to the island, take a helicopter like a fucking boss.
Yeah.
Not a public helicopter,
Yeah.
a private
Wait, are
helicopter.
there public helicopters?
I don't think there are. Well, dude, she's busting my chops here on the show. Fuck, I got a heckler 2 seats away from me.
But I didn't know about it because I would like to fly one.
So we
Yeah.
went private helicopter,
That was baller.
which is fucking expensive.
Yeah.
And it not worth it at all, since most of the time I was terrified.
I was terrified also. The Kobe Bryant thing, it was in the back of my mind. I'm like, okay, but this, of all the times to do it, this is the time to do it.
There was turbulence.
There
There was real turbulence.
was-
When it was going
Yeah.
over from land onto the water, there was like a huge drop, like a pressure drop,
Yeah.
and you could
Feel it.
Yeah, you could definitely feel
Not
it.
to mention-
but it was yes,
That guy landed literally like
like
a
6
hair,
inches
like
from the
6
ledge.
inches from a cliff.
Yes.
That's where the story takes a turn. We land on this magical island, okay? And first of all, one problem with the helicopter, there was only one pilot.
Something
and he
happened.
was
So-
holding
and
one
he-
hand always.
See,
one
he,
hand
there was
up
one
there.
pilot,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
he didn't
And
go
he was
like,
texting,
"Hey, if
yes.
something happens to me, one of you guys jump to the front here." Say, like, there was no. I don't even think he spoke English, and he was just flying. So that was scary to begin with.
Yeah.
So one pilot, I'm like, Kobe Bryant died. We're gonna die. We're going up and down.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "This is the island. I've never landed here before. I'm just gonna find a spot to land." And we're like, "What the fuck do I know about helicopters?"
Okay.
So I'm like, "Okay, land." And he lands. Babe, where does he land?
Literally, it was inches. I don't know that it was 6
On a
inches.
cliff.
On a
I think
cliff,
it was like the width of the desk.
overlooking-
Like,
He's like, "There's the hotel." He's like, he's like, "This is the hotel." He's like, he's like, "Where should I land? Where should I land?" And then he lands like here.
Yeah.
Show them this picture. Okay, that's us. You see it? That's us in front of the helicopter, having just survived death. There's that helicopter foot thingamajig,
Yeah.
and it's a
Yeah.
1,000-foot drop.
Yes.
like we couldn't have gone out
And
the
as
other
soon as he
window.
landed, he was like,
I'm gonna go,
hang
he
on,
went to the
I'm
bar
gonna
to go
get a
get a drink.
Bar.
And then he was
Bar.
flying that thing back.
Yeah, so then
Yeah.
we found him in the bar 2 hours later, pounding it at
Yeah.
the hotel.
Yeah,
And he had to fly himself back.
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
We really got lucky.
Yeah.
We really got lucky.
So then
Which
we
is
walked in.
so we walk in, we're drenched
Yeah.
in sweat. We're like,
We're
I don't want
shitting
to say
our
anything, but
pants, yeah.
we literally
Yeah.
just survived our first near-death experience. Like one rock goes the other way, that thing tumbles.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's never landed there before. The whole island only has like 200 people. There's
not accurate.
There
Oh,
is
well.
EOS has nothing.
We literally drove into town, did we not? On the
Yes, there was
We
200
did. There was like
people
maybe
there.
We
like
did.
very few people.
Yeah.
I
There
don't
was
know,
very
200. 200 is like a little low. Anyway.
No, we'll give him a
Sean,
thousand.
what's the population of EOS?
I just don't think it's like a very touristy place.
I don't think it's like.
Which I love.
it's
Remember,
not
a
a
lot
major
of
hub.
churches. A
It's-
lot,
2,300.
Yeah, I thought
Just
it was
what I
about 2,000
said.
people. Yeah,
2,000. Okay, but it's still very low.
Tenfold.
very
You said
small.
metric.
We come in to the hotel. We're like, I think we almost died. We're with people who are becoming close with us. We're not sure why we're connected. We know we're connected. We're not sure why. We walk into the hotel. What do we see? We walk into the lobby. We
Remember
meet a
those
hipster
like,
little lady.
step-like things. They had like.
Yeah.
There was writings as we were walking. There's like a hallway, almost like a
Poetry.
tunnel thing that there was all these writings on the walls, and there was water flowing down, and it was
Very
art.
serene.
It's art.
very,
Very
very serene.
spa-like.
Yeah.
And there was all these writings about leaving all the hurt behind,
Yeah.
leaving
Like pain,
all the pain and stuff.
jealousy.
And then
Goosebumps
until we
just
walked
thinking about
in
it.
Yeah.
to the well.
It is well. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Which
there
we
are
have a
words that
video
says
of.
CALILO, which stands for create a life you can live with, or there are versions of it, create a life that we remember
You can fall in
create
love with, or-
create a life that you can fall in love with.
Yeah.
We have since changed that phrase to create a life you love. But it
Yeah.
wasn't the actual phrase. The hotel's called Calylo.
Yeah.
But there were all these signs everywhere.
Yeah.
And we're like, that's crazy. Now, normally you walk into a hotel, you don't have to pay attention. But
We stopped at
hotel
each,
woman,
yeah.
there's a woman, like Fantasy Island.
No, it's not even that. It was like, what's that show?
Lotus, White Lotus.
White Lotus, where they had
Yes.
that gentleman that greeted you at the beginning.
Yes.
It was a lady, and she happened to be Canadian.
She drove a car up to the cliff to get us.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, she did.
She drove a car up to the cliff. She saw a helicopter and
Yeah.
she saw us and she said, "Welcome to Calylo. You just almost died."
No, she didn't. She didn't, but it was immediately amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's describe what she looked like because she's a major part of the story. 50s,
50s, reddish hair,
woman, weathered,
weathered, like she had,
weathered,
but like in a
Hipster.
she's experienced. Yeah, hipster is definitely
fun
the vibe.
aunt, young grandmother type vibe.
She had a
I remember
was a
she's
wise.
tall.
She was just
She's
a
tall, yeah.
wise,
She's like-
like she had an old soul.
Yeah.
She's like a character on Mamma Mia.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like
she
the
could have
fun,
been like a Mamma
like
Mia type
Yeah.
the
character.
fun friend.
American who happened
Yeah.
to
No,
want-
she was Canadian.
Was she Canadian?
She was
Yeah.
Canadian, yeah.
There's so many people that are Canadian you never realize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like almost 30 million people.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking like Shania
It's like the size of Texas.
Yeah.
I mean,
Would the two of you focus? This episode's gonna be 2 hours.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going through like Ria says, and we keep seeing these signs, and it starts like you don't normally pay attention. So she stops us and she goes, "This isn't just a hotel. This is an experience." And you start like tearing up a little bit.
Well, because you're reading these words, and I'm so grateful that same doctor that said you must go there didn't ruin it for us, and that we went in absolutely fresh. We had no idea what was going on. Honestly, it just looked like kind of like a dirt pile. We had seen all the the influencers
pool.
and like all the ways that they had built this place up, but none of us knew. And we are all emotional people and a lot of vulnerabilities, and this place just like exorcised them out of us. And it was near the beginning of the trip, and it was poetic, it was profound, and it was cathartic. And I think that tone, like whatever happened there, I think it happened for a reason. I think you spoke in the UK for a reason. That doctor happened to be there for a reason. He happened to tell us to go to this hotel for a reason. We met that lady, and we were there with this particular couple for a reason. And it has literally become the mantra of our life.
Yeah.
And it brings probably the greatest amount of joy, save for children related things, but outside of family.
So the concept
Satisfaction.
that was very poignant was that she was saying, listen, everybody has problems.
Yeah.
Everybody has stress. Everybody has anger, jealousy, burns, sensitivity. Everybody has it. Because you always just think it's just me.
Yeah.
And he goes, everybody has this because on this island, for these 3 days that you're with us, you leave it all behind.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
literally throw it into
There's
the
nowhere to
water.
go.
Yeah.
We have you can't even. You have to take a ferry. There's no airports there. We weren't going back helicopter. That was a one-way trip for sure.
Yeah.
We actually left on a ferry. Funny story.
yeah.
And it was just like, oh, okay. For 48, 72 hours, we're just gonna be, and we're
Yeah.
gonna leave everything. And
Exactly.
then she takes us to the well.
Yeah.
So tell us
Yes.
about the well. Let's put it up,
Yeah.
Sean. We have a video of the well. We have that video of the well.
Yeah.
So there's a well in the lobby. Tell us about the well.
So as you walk through that little tunnel walkway and you see all these writings on the wall, and I remember there was a little stream, like water.
There was
There was
water
water.
We
flowing.
were
Like-
walking over it, I think.
Over
on
it,
like
Yeah,
yes.
there was like
Yes.
there was bridges, right?
Yeah, there was little bridges, and then you walk up to a well that was really interesting. It was a wide well, and there's all these different geographic shapes
Yes.
that
Like
were
a
like turning and
art
spinning, and all these
installation.
colors.
Yeah.
Also
And then-
words.
and
And then
Words.
words
Yeah,
that were
like
written,
thrown
right?
in
Malice,
and like spinning,
Yeah.
spinning.
Anger.
Jealousy.
anger, jealousy,
Spinning,
hate,
yeah.
everything. And then metaphorically, you would throw all those feelings
Yeah.
into that well and forget about it.
We
I
just
mean,
started
that was,
crying, right?
Yeah.
and
We
it was
did.
so
All
emotional
started
because we
crying.
all have baggage. We all have, at the time, kids and exes and this and that. And the four of us, we literally started bawling.
Yeah.
We were just throwing all these feelings, all
Mm-hmm.
this pain, and it was just an incredible feeling because, as you know, most of us live reactive life
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
You
our
don't
lives
get
are
it, when
so
do you ever get
reactive.
to think?
Yeah, we just
And
respond to our like stimuli around us, and that kind of dictates how we feel, right?
Yeah.
But this was like the beginning of something to take all these feelings, all these reactions to our surroundings, and just throw it in there and start to take control of our feelings. And I think that was such a profound thing because as I think in general we should be like that, right?
Yeah.
But it was the start of a process. Like take all this pain, take all this.
It's a concept I
hate,
never
this
thought before.
jealousy.
I'm like, I have to do
Throw it
X, I
out.
have to do X, it sucks, this, I have to do that.
Exactly.
I never thought create a life you love.
Yeah.
I never thought of it. Never
You
occurred
just
to me.
gotta, yeah, you gotta live a life that you control.
I'm just like on a path and things happen to me.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and you were crying?
We're all crying.
You were
all
crying?
crying.
I saw the bill and I started crying. I don't know. I think that was what affected me most.
There were a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
was like,
tears.
shoot, I thought this was in dollars. It's in euros. That's even worse. It was a profound moment. It's a moment that's
And
etched in my
it
mind
is,
for life.
yeah.
It allowed me to start a movement in the academy called Create a Life You Love. And we had a couple of days there. Then we went to Mykonos. We did not find any parties or fun or anything. It was literally just we went to a Marriott. And they were like, how much did you spend in the other hotel? And we were like, this amount. And they're like, we're going to triple it.
Yeah.
And then that was what happened.
That-
And then we came home.
True.
And it was one of the best trips. Now, I want to talk a little bit about anything else about Greece before I move on to the next part of Calylo. Any other poignant parts from that trip that we should talk about on the podcast?
I found their actual slogan or whatever.
Yeah, what is it? How is it?
Create a life you can fall in love with.
Yeah.
Create a life you
Yeah.
could fall in love with. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what the thing is. We've shortened it to Create a Life You Love. Oh, fun little fact: the guy who built the hotel.
Oh yeah, this is amazing.
His best friend is a dentist that I know, a great dentist in America,
Yeah.
an Instagram follower of us, a watcher of the show. His best friend, he's a Greek dentist. We're gonna get to know him a little bit. He has a software I think everyone should learn about. I don't want to say his name if he doesn't want me to, but he texted me on Instagram because I've been talking about this hotel. He goes, my best friend built that hotel.
Yeah.
Wow.
He goes, but we don't spell it like you do. He's like, it's Callilo. And I was like, yeah, but I just changed it, create a life you love. But the real phrase is, say it one more time, Sean, create.
Create a life you can fall in
In
love
love with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, Sean, you're a spiritual person. You really believe in this stuff as well.
Oh,
100%.
100%.
So we leave this and we have a great time. Obviously, we go out to drinks, we go out eating. I remember one point doing 22 shots.
For a
Oh
for a
my
t-shirt.
gosh. Well, you have to give. Yeah. Also, you don't have the enzymes to like process things. So
I
it was like
did
it
22
was an unfair.
shots because my wife said I want to win a t-shirt.
I
And in
did.
this skanky bar, they said if you do 22 shots, you win a free t-shirt. To that point in history, nobody had done it without going to the hospital. And I was like, giddy up. My wife needs a t-shirt. And you got the
I
t-shirt.
did get
Yes.
a T-shirt. I do not still have it,
Where
but
is
you
Because
did
she
at
left it in the
time.
bar.
Yeah.
Wait,
True story.
so did we do the
True
silent,
story.
the silent disco?
True
The silent
story.
Disco that night.
Oh, we did the silent disco.
Yes.
We have a video of that. Play the silent disco
Yes.
disco video.
Yeah.
That's the
That
first
was
time we
fun.
did that.
That was
And
really
the
fun.
Kanye sang the New York song.
New
Yeah.
New York. Yes, that was just really, really cool.
So, Create a Life You Love is something that we all now know. So let's go through what we've done because this is a podcast for our peer dentists, and I feel most of the people I come in contact with a lot of dentists. You know a lot of dentists. You're the head of the study club. We have a practice with lots of friends and lots of everything.
Yeah.
I think most dentists are reactive and just going through a life.
Yeah.
And you're just going and you're going on this path. And then one day you'll either be tired of working / it'll make sense to sell out.
Yeah.
And then you'll get sick and then you'll die.
Yeah.
I see a lot, like on the Mummy Dentist group.
Oh, yeah.
There are so many women. I don't know if it's the same for men, but they are just like, get me out of this profession.
And they're
I
not
don't
even very
care.
old.
They're not
Yeah.
old. They've only been at it a while. They have tremendous debt, which is increased stress. And I feel like I want to reach out because it's a soul sucking profession. There's a lot of moving parts. I'm not going to take away from that ever. But if you can curate or create these opportunities in life to offset what is going to happen, natural stressors and whatnot, you can live a very
It's
thriving
a
life.
wild concept to say, I'm a dentist, but I can create a situation or practice that suits me. And I've written notes on how all of us have done this.
Okay.
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 All right,
Let's hear it.
I did not love doing fillings and crowns day to day. I found it boring. I found it robotic. I found it variable. And I like more the interaction with patients. I like more the thinking part. I like more the grand scheme of your smile and everything. And I like teaching. So I got out of doing bridges and root canals, and I was amazing at it. Sometimes we still meet patients, and I say, "Tell my wife how great I was as a clinical dentist." And how many people have independently in New
much
York?
to my chagrin, yes.
Dozens of people
They
come up and
do.
go like, "I will fly to Las Vegas."
Because that's my thing. I'm the clinical person.
Right.
Don't
But
stay in your own lane.
I think I created a life.
You're the good-looking one. I'm the garbage can.
I love that.
I love that too.
I said, we're going to create a life you love. I'm going to go on the road. I'm going to speak. I'm going to teach. I'm going to influence. I'm going to motivate. And I'm going to perfect this thing called clear aligners.
Yeah.
You get into practice, Dr. Andrea. There's part of dentistry you like, and there's a part that you don't like. How have you created a life you love?
Well, being a part of a DSO and having someone like a Calylo and Barb in my life, I'm able to eliminate pretty much entirely thinking about anything that pertains to the business of dentistry, and I focus on the people, which I love, and the dentistry.
You love the
I
dentistry.
love it. And
You
I like
love the
challenging-
dentistry. My hell is
I pray to
my-
always
my
love
hell
it, but I love it.
is your love. Let's talk about
Yep.
Thursday, 3:00 this week. Andrea
Too
takes
soon. Yeah.
a veneer.
It took a veneer off.
She
with
took a veneer off
recurrent
of
decay.
number 10
Two, three.
number 11 in Canadian 2-3. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be the most basic bit of my afternoon. I'm like, I'm going on a plane. I'm gonna go see my besties. I was so excited, and I love the patient. We're shooting the breeze. I'm like, we're just gonna get this. It's gonna be basic.
Love the appointments that seem basic.
And that was my first thing. You ever tempt the dental gods, they shall humble you. And I say this all the time. So why I offended that, I was just so excited to get to you guys. So I take it off, and I'm like, oh, that's really soft on there. Like part of the tooth just flew away immediately, and I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like,
So you
"Alright."
take off the veneer and the
then
tooth goes with it.
half of it. Straight out the gate, half's fucking gone. I'm like, that's okay. I'm fine. I was like, I'll just keep it really like out of occlusion. Which it's a canine, so it's not a great idea, but whatever. I keep on taking the drill. I'm like, I'm just gonna switch to slow speed here. Let's just see what goes down. And it's just like it's flying.
Is that soft
It's
heavy
that soft. And I
rubber?
was like,
Yeah,
you know what?
like
screw the slow speed. Let's just go to spoon excavator. Let's just see.
You have see spoon.
And I'm
There, she has video of her spooning, and the whole wall just flicks across the room.
Oh,
Like nothing.
and this is a lady who she's had.
We're left with a stump now. She came in with a smile. She came in
I'm
with smiling
I'm
teeth.
shitting my pants because one.
She going home like a pirate unless you have some. Like she is now missing a front tooth. You can't.
It's
You
no
can't.
fucking joke.
Unless you walk around like this. Hello. In which case people are
and
like,
she's
"What the
got a
fuck are
high
you doing?"
smile line. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm trying to find ways. I'm like, I need to break this to her. She's already had shit luck with her teeth. She doesn't have the financial capacity to just do whatever she wants. We were supposed to do 6 veneers to replace the ones that she had existing, and she couldn't do it. So we're starting with this one, and now I have to say this. And I'm like, implant's not an option for her. I have to do dental heroics right now. I literally have to catch a plane. But I gotta figure out, again, I haven't done root canals in I don't know how many years. We're gonna root canal post-core, and we're gonna just permanently cement a temporary crown. I love having to think on the fly with all of that and just come up with some sort of band-aid solution for a shitty situation and buy her some time to make a better long-term thing. And anyways, that, as
But
much
you
as
loved it.
I did, I know.
That's so weird.
That's so stressful to me.
So
That's
stressful to
awful.
me.
That is awful.
Awful.
I think you do that like 3 columns at a time all day long.
I love
The
that.
challenge,
I hate
right?
that. I hate
that so
much.
You have to use
You
your
have
brain.
created
I
a
hate the
life that you love that
unpredictability.
gave you an opportunity to do that. And what you don't
Yeah.
love, knowing
else.
anything about the money of the office.
He
How-
asked me again the
how-
other day. He's like, "Do you have any idea what you have?" in
I
the
said
bank?"
basic questions because people think we're bullshitting.
"I
I was like, what's the overhead of the office? How much rent are we paying? This was a new one this week that our listeners don't know. I said, because we're going through some banking and setting up some trusts and whatnot, I said, does the office have, because it's a DSO and then she gets paid as, a part owner. I said, does the office have a bank account? Like where people pay for their filling the crowns?
Like an operating account.
Yeah, like you came for a
Yeah.
filling. Where does the money?
Yeah.
Where does the credit card go?
Right.
And she goes, yeah, of course. And I said, what bank is it? And she said, it's probably one of two. She said it's either CIBC or TD Bank.
No, it was not.
Canada has only two
I
banks.
think
Yeah,
it's
and it could be one of them.
BMO? I don't know. It was BMO at one point in time.
She doesn't
World
know.
Bank.
Forget about how much is in the bank, which was my next question. Like, I was like, how much is in the account? Like, you should know how much is in your bank account, babe.
I should.
You don't know that either?
No, she does not. She has no idea about our
God.
finances.
I don't
Best
even
these
have
two
like
times
checks for the
whatsoever.
office. I don't have access to the online banking
And I
account.
don't-
I know
She
what
does
bank
have
is.
access. She just doesn't know.
I don't have access.
Yes.
But I don't even have a credit card for the new office.
You don't even work there.
But I want the credit card.
So you created a life that you love.
Yes.
It
Stay
doesn't
with
make
the
sense to
circle.
me.
That's where my
doesn't-
bandwidth should
It
go.
doesn't make sense
It
to
makes me
me,
happy.
but it makes you happy, and you created a life you love. And our listeners need to understand that within this profession,
Yeah, you can.
you can
yeah.
create a life you love. April, you're up. How have you created a life you love within this profession? What people don't know is that you had a life before dentistry that you did not love.
That is true. My first job and career, I was a management consultant for Accenture in London. And I was 20 years old.
An MBA from Wharton.
Not an MBA, Wharton undergrad.
Wharton undergrad, which is an MBA.
Yes,
It is.
sort of. I finished in 3 years.
Went to
but
school
that
with the
doesn't matter.
Trumps.
No, not when I was there.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I went to school with the Trumps.
There you go. And so I was living my best life in London, age 20, 21, and I did not like what I was doing.
Tell us what management consultants do.
Not really sure.
Okay.
But what I did,
Sure, what does a management consultant do?
Marcel, are you sure they're not related?
I know, it's spooky, right?
but
super
I do
spooky.
remember what I did is like the partners would give me like their raw notes and be like, hey, put this into PowerPoint for me. Or like, actually, there was a really cool thing. I went to all the different branches for British Telecom, like
Okay.
20 years old, like April, like do. And I like observed their like operations. I'm sure they hated me, right? Because I was so young. And then I went in and like basically like showed where there were like redundancies and where they had to fire people. I did do that.
Ooh,
Yes.
that's important.
Management
Yes.
consulting, yeah.
Yes, yeah, I did do that. I
I
forgot
can't
about that.
imagine you recommending someone to get fired, though.
Well, I just said like that doesn't make sense that this person's passing to this person, the person that passing that person. Cut out the middle person.
Wow.
Problem solver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
But you didn't love that life.
I did not love it at
what did you
all,
do?
and I was like, I'm too young to be hating my life and sitting in a
Yes.
cubicle and not talking to people. And I was having fun, but it wasn't like my forever job. And so I called my parents, and my dad was very happy about this, I'm sure. And I said, I want to go back to school. He's like, why? I just paid for Wharton for you. What are you talking about? Like, hey. And then my mom kind of finished my sentence. She was on the call too. She said, you want to be a dentist, don't you? I was like, yes, I do. So I had to go back to school because I had zero science classes at
Oh,
all.
wow.
Because
And you had- oh, you
business
had to have
undergrad,
the
I had
prereqs.
nothing.
Yeah.
So I went back to school, did all the post-bacs.
Where'd you go back to school? Did you take it online, or did
No, I
you
didn't.
didn't go back to Penn?
No,
That would've been a
no. 'Cause
fortune.
So my parents were living overseas at the time, so I had family outside of Dallas. So I went to UT Dallas. I took
Wow.
all my post-bac classes, shoved them all into like a year and a half, applied to all the dental schools I could, interviewed everywhere, and then went to dental school and haven't looked back. And I love it. But my hand doesn't love me being a dentist. And I have like muscle weakness, and it's very hard for me to hold hand pieces for a long period of time. So I kind of pivoted. You like that word?
Do I love that?
We love that word. And I created a life that I love, but also that I can physically do. So I do mostly Invisalign now. So that was, instead of me having
And
to quit
teaching.
And you're
dentistry.
speaking for
And speaking.
Invisalign.
I am,
And
yeah.
teaching
yeah.
and mentoring, and you
Yeah.
run the study club.
Yeah.
A lot of people would have gotten broken.
I feel like now maybe I'd be more broken by it, but like when I was younger, I was so much more resilient. Do you guys feel that way? Like,
No.
No.
That's
Oh.
that's
Much more
compounded
resilient
with
now.
time. I had,
Oh.
I think, a certain degree just
I
from
had so
life
much more, I don't
experience,
know, like
but
confidence in this and that, and be like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that. But
oh,
now,
I had none of that.
Oh.
But I think you had different upbringing. Like I think she
Yeah.
had, yeah.
How did your parents know that you want to be a dentist, though?
I always liked teeth, and I always wanted extra cleanings here because my sister may have had some gum disease and got more cleanings a year than me. And I was really jealous of that, and I always asked for electric toothbrushes for Christmas.
And that's how your parents knew that you wanted to be a dentist.
I
That's
love
so crazy.
that.
My parents knew I was going to be a dentist because they said, you're going to be a fucking dentist. That's how they knew.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, for Christmas, they sent me a card saying, you're going to be a dentist. Which was weird.
But you don't
She
celebrate
was-
Christmas.
Yeah, this whole thing was weird.
Christmas cards.
Yeah, this whole thing was
I'm
weird.
like,
Hit it. Well deserved. All right, Riaz.
Yeah.
You're not even born in America. So your path is the wildest of all. How have you created a life that you love let's just say in career? I'm not going to say dentistry because you pivoted within dentistry a couple times too.
Right.
But just to create a life you love in career, you're not born here, you don't speak English. You don't learn English till you're 15?
Yeah.
15?
Yeah, till about 16. Yeah.
Tell us your story.
Yeah. Well, I was born in Afghanistan, and then this is in the 70s, and then late 70s is when the Russians invaded Afghanistan. So my family, they just we had to get out, and we had to leave because the war was getting really bad. So we left in the mid 80s. We had to get out of there, and we came to India. I remember when we left, I was a little bit ahead of myself. I was a senior in high school, but I had, we had learned English as a second language, taking a couple of classes here and there, but it wasn't anything. So we came to India, and my dad was working on his post-grad degree in engineering. There was a science school a high school, and he was like, "You should go to high school here." And he literally put me in senior grade, and teachers were like, or the principal was like, he's too young, he can go to 10th grade. And my dad's like, no, he's going to go and finish. He's going to graduate this year. So we were in India for about a year and a half. I had to teach myself English and pretty much everything else. And then about a year and a half later, we came to the US, and just, I knew I wanted to become a doctor. I took the MCAT, I took the DAT. I didn't get into medical school. I got into dental school that year. And there I was. It was a total, complete, I had no idea. I'd been to one dental office since we had been to the US. And then I got into dental school. I was like, I guess I'm becoming a dentist. But I think it was probably the best thing that could happen to me, because I got into dentistry, and I know in myself I like to dabble into a little bit of everything. Mm-hmm. So for me, if I were just a bread and butter dentist, just doing crown and bridge, I would probably shoot myself in the head.
Yeah.
I love doing a little bit of everything. I love doing implants. I love doing sleep, which I know you just enjoy.
Sleep. He has patents on sleep. He has patents on sleep devices.
I love doing
Can't believe
Invisalign.
our friend who does
We
sleep.
don't judge.
Yeah.
We don't judge,
We don't
though.
judge.
That's right. We don't judge.
We
I don't judge.
We don't judge, exactly. And that's what's kept me sane is the fact that the freedom that I have as a general dentist to do so many things. Mm-hmm. If I were just doing endo, no. If I were just doing surgery, hell no. The fact that I'm a general dentist and I can do, I treatment plan my cases, my Invisalign patients, and just do the pre-restorative setup, and then I do their implants, and then I do their airway when they're done. It's just so rewarding to me. I just love the fact that I can just literally.
And you have practices. You have a practice in Reston. Mm-hmm. You have a practice in
Fairfax, Virginia.
Now you're building a new practice in you
Winchester,
just
Virginia.
are doing the dentistry that you love.
Yeah.
And you're conscious of where you're going to get burnt out.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
you're like, right, you're going down one path, you're working for this DSO, and you're like,
No.
in this office not making money, I'm blah, 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 but I'm like tired. You're like,
Great story. That just flipped.
Yeah.
We just got 3 more followers.
Yeah.
I'm in in the middle of a really boring
I know.
point here.
I love lamp.
It's an important
This
point,
is
babe,
part of the
because-
whole thing.
he was in an office. He bought into an office. He's running down a path, and he's like, "Fucking hate it."
Yeah.
Sold
Just gotta
it
do-
for a loss or whatever. Just got out and built a new office 45 minutes away.
Yes.
Yeah. It
That's
happens.
the antithesis of Calylo.
No.
That's the personification.
Personification.
Of Calylo. Sorry, not the
exactly.
antithesis.
No, of course. You've gotta. And being dentists, we're under so many stress, and just like what you alluded to earlier, you're gonna meet very few dentists that love what they do.
So true.
Mm-hmm.
It is so painful. It's one of
Very
the
rare.
weirdest professions, because we're highly respected, right? We pay a shit ton of money to become dentists. we work our butts off, and then we get into a profession where half the time we're like, fuck this, why am I so stressed? Why am I
So
doing
burnt
this?
out.
Because we have to be
Many
a
people
business
exit.
owner, we have to deal with patients, we
It's
have to deal
exhausting.
with our
Gotta
staff.
market
We
yourself.
have to be,
So exhausting.
HR.
Exactly.
You have an overhead that you
Yeah.
are solely responsible for. This
insane.
this
Exactly.
company
Which
does
I
not
do not
make
know.
Yeah.
this company does not make widgets. If these hands aren't in somebody's mouth,
Yeah.
we're not making money. And that's a tremendous pressure.
It is.
Of course it
Exactly.
is.
And
Yeah.
that overhead's a beast.
Yeah,
Everybody's
and we're
working for
literally,
you. Yeah.
my analogy is we're like carpenters. If we don't cut teeth, we're done.
And you feel
Unless
like
you
you
create a
can go.
life outside of it. Unless
Absolutely.
you create another source of income.
So
Yeah.
we feel like we can never go on vacation because when we're not working, we're not making money,
Yeah.
right? And there's like hardly any
And
other
you're still
professions
supposed
that
to
are
pay.
like that. People are like, I get
Yeah.
3 weeks a year. I don't
Yeah,
use
I
my
got
vacation.
3 weeks of
It's-
no
it's-
income a year.
I know. I'm like, that's
I know.
wonderful for you.
Yeah, we can take as much time as we want, but we're not going to
And
make any
people
money.
say, why
No.
did you only go to Greece for 6 days? I'm like, because we can't.
Can't
afford
afford it.
Because- yeah.
We stayed at a $3,000 a night hotel.
Yeah,
We could have been there for a couple of weeks that we stayed at a Best Western. I want to talk to the dentists who are listening to us now. We know there's so many people who listen to us who are in the grind, in their practice, and they're not loving it. What are some things people could do to love it? I have one idea. Don't work more.
Yep.
Like, go home early.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it.
Yep.
Everyone's pushing themselves till that 5, 6 o'clock close. You know what? I'm like, close at 4. I can't afford to. 1 day or 2 days a week. You could.
yeah, you could.
It's amazing when I see people go down from 5 days to 4 days.
Yes.
They're actually more productive.
They are.
Yes.
You will
Yeah.
make more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, with today's like hiring capabilities or like staff related issues, you're gonna just keep happier staff as well if you just work a little less hard. It's what they're already doing anyways.
Like,
You're
there are
just
so
kind of
many people who
matching.
just think that they have to do something away. But this episode is about Calylo, and it's about create a life you love. And if you want to pick up your kids from school, then just close the office every day at 2:30 and go
Yeah.
pick them up at 3. I mean, obviously you have to make money to cover your nut, but like, I would sooner live simpler
Yes.
than sacrifice whatever. Now, if you don't like your kids, work all the time. I don't know.
What
But
I think a very important caveat to that is do not compare yourself to others. Do not, because
So
what
that's
you're,
big one.
everyone,
Problem.
and this is what I hate the most about Instagram, because you cannot help but you just compare. It's a comparative, like it's awful, and it only makes us unhappy about ourselves and what we actually have accomplished. So just figure out what it is. Take that time. Pretend like you're in an imaginary Calylo entrance. And stop and think about what you do have on your plate, what you want to get rid of, and what's important to you. And then make a frickin' plan.
Create a life you love. If you want to own.
Yeah.
If you're scared of owning, just go. If you don't want to own, don't
don't
own.
want to, then
But
don't.
if you don't want to own, don't own.
Don't know.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
if you don't want to work 4 days a week, work 2 days a week.
And you don't
Yeah.
have to have
And if
more
you
than
don't
one
want
practice.
to do root canals, and if you don't want to do all on fours,
No.
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't feel bad.
Don't be
Yeah.
pressured
Listen,
into it.
I teach people Invisalign, but my goal is not, I never say, come to my course, I will help you make more money. I say, come to my course, this is a real fun way to practice dentistry. And I
Yes.
can show you
Yeah.
how to do something that most people can't do, and I can
Yep.
show you, and
Do
it's
it
a recipe,
well. Yep.
and you'll find a lot of happiness. And every day, I just showed Andre, every day, not every day, multiple times a week, I get texts and emails from doctors who are like, that course, I'm having fun again in
Yeah.
dentistry.
Yeah.
The
And that's what Create a Life
ROI,
You Love is about.
Not
Absolutely.
just financially.
Yeah.
Create a life you love
Yes.
Yeah.
is in your career. That's all the time we have for this episode.
Wow.
Wow.
It's a good
Time-
one, though.
time
This
flies.
is a good
Amazing.
one.
I feel like we took the people on a journey.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That was a journey of starts with a car ride in DC that leads to a death helicopter,
Helicopter.
trip to a hipster lady in a lobby
to
London. I'm sorry, with a London trip
yeah.
that leads to a car ride that leads to a hotel on EOS, which only has 2,000 people. One of them a red-headed White Lotus lady.
And there was like literally only 10 other people staying in this hotel.
It was
maybe.
very,
Yeah.
very empty.
It did cross my mind we're gonna get killed here.
Yeah.
I did not think that.
No, I didn't think that. No.
Really? You never thought it was?
No.
It was a little.
It was. It was.
I had comforts from that doctor having stayed there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had comforts knowing they probably don't kill you if they charge you $3,000 a night.
You're worth more alive than dead.
Yeah. It's probably bad PR for the hotel if they kill the guests. And then from that comes a concept, which independently we have all done a pretty good job of in our practice lives. Ongoing battle, personal lives. We're not going to get into our personal lives on this episode because it's too much. And we don't have enough film for that. But to all of our members and listeners, a theme for our second season is create a life you love, which means I'm giving you permission to go like, I am leaving this job, I am going on my own, or I'm selling my office and joining this person, / I'm selling to a DSO, / I'm going to do speaking, / I'm doing Invisalign, or I'm not doing Invisalign, or I'm just going to I'm going to work from 10 to 4. And
Just
everyone else
Don't
can-
give a
as
shit about what other people think of
Absolutely.
you.
Yeah.
Don't. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be good
It's
with yourself.
what makes you feel good, and don't live a reactive life. You control it.
Amen. That's a wrap,
Bam.
and we'll see you next week on The Mediocre Dentist. I am your host, Dr. David Galler, bombshell wife.
Dr. Andrea Janiski.
Thanks very much. See you next week.
I just want to say, good thing you guys changed the spelling, because in Spanish, Calilo, Calylo, means stupid.
Oh, that's a fun fact.
That's a good fact. You should put that into the show.
Yeah,
you should have interrupted
that's really
us.
cool.
The mediocre dentist, the mediocre dentist. 'Cause sometimes you just feel mediocre. The mediocre dentist, the mediocre dentist. I am mediocre, you are mediocre, and that's not that bad.